Hello everybody, Dr. Incompetent here, getting ready to try to ascend further with our good friend, the Watcher. We've got her up to level 3 after our previous level 2 victory, if you want to check that out. The series is up on YouTube, so let's jump into it. Alright, hello again. So, our good friend, the large, three-eyed, three-blowhole whale would like to offer us something. So, we could get a random rare card, 7 max HP, 250 gold in the curse, or we could swap our starting relic with a boss relic. Okay, so, for me, anyway, and again, you know, I'm just one man trying to figure this out. But max hit points is meh. I mean, just strictly meh, and even probably below meh. 250 gold is interesting, but a curse early in the game with only 10 cards, no thank you. Now, you could say, well, let's look at the map. I could start here, and then I could take that 250 gold to the shop, and then spend 50 gold immediately on taking that curse out, and then I'd be 200 gold up. That is definitely an argument. You could make that argument. But I was, again, based on my conversation with someone on Reddit, they did suggest that this is very, very powerful with the Watcher, because to be honest, the miracle at the start of your hand is good, but, you know, not game-breaking, and you can get a really insane boss relic. So let's just try this. I don't like a random rare card because it could be some synergy-heavy rare card that I don't want to have anything to do with early. And I just, you know, for me, most of the time I like to have a little bit more control. I know this is totally random, but it seems like the upside is bigger than this potential upside. So I'm going to do this. And so we got the coffee dripper. So right away we're going to start with 4 energy, but we can no longer rest. So we now say, okay, thank you. We have 4 energy, so that's actually quite good. You know, if you think about it, the miracle is 1 extra energy once. And I know it can do more things than that, but now we have all this energy at the expense of not being able to sleep. But if I do things right, I really shouldn't need to sleep too terribly much. Alright, so I'm just kind of counting up the fires. There are the most fires on this side. We do have to take an elite, though. Now, this would be the elite. So we'd get to go... if we wanted to go this way, there'd be 1 fire, then an elite, and then another fire. And then we could wrap around here and get these 2 fires and go up with no more elites. I think it's fine. We do have the extra energy for the elite, but we won't be able to heal up at all. But I want to make sure and get some upgrades out of these cards. So let's just do it. Now, the only way to get here, I could take this fire and then go for the ultra elite and then get the other fire and get the same number of bonfires, but gosh, right now with, you know, with how little I know about the deck, it's not that great. I also don't like a shop this early with only 100 gold because there's very few things I can do here, and I don't want to just waste an entire node on the map. So I'm actually going to start here. Okay. So we've got into the fray, and we are fighting the slimes here. This dude is actually going to debuff us, the weak one, and the big boy wants to hit us. Okay. So, well, unfortunately, we drew a handful of defense Alright, so I'm going to play Vigilance. We're going to hit this dude. And we're going to block again. And now we take nothing. And we are in Calm. So maybe this turn, now we can do some nutso stuff. So because this... Yeah, we actually can. We will waste energy, I think. Let's see. I will use this. Yeah, we'll have an extra energy. Now, I am weakened, so it's kind of a shame. But, let's do this here. Kill this dude with 1 over, right? But then we lose Calm, gain Wrath. And because he's not attacking, we can just afford to go into Wrath without any recourse because I'm about to just light this guy up with damage. And I'll leave him block just because. So he's going to do his thing. But there's no way I'm not going to draw damage to finish him off. Okay, so we get a Swift Potion, 18 gold or thereabouts. Pretty good pile of gold. And let's see what we can add to the deck. Alright, so Worship seems to be really nice if I'm going for Divinity. I mean, it gets you halfway there, and Divinity is fantastic, but it's too synergy heavy when I have other options. And I downgraded this the last time I played, and again, because of the conversation I had on Reddit, I was advised to relook at Wallop, and I do see, you know, when I think about it, if I'm in Wrath or even Divinity, and then I deal 18 or 27 damage and then get that block, that's kind of insane to deal that damage, get that huge block, and then, you know, Empty Fist or somehow get out of Wrath. Or even if I stay in Wrath, I'm still getting a huge block. And because I have 4 energy, I'm going to try this card. I really think that it will do well for me. Alright, so now we've got ourselves our good buddy, the Jaw Worm. And he's just, you know, wants to chew us up. And he wants to do 12 damage right out of the gate. Well, guess what? Let's test out our good friend Wallop. So we deal 9 and get 9 block. And then we can play another block to take nothing and bap him. I am going to be slightly more conservative than I might normally be. Just because of the fact that I can't rest. And so, you know, it's probably not that big of a deal, but let's be ready for it. So he's gonna buff himself right now and defend. So we need to take this opportunity to go ahead and just wail on him so that we can kill him right now. We just need to do a little bit of damage, and here's Wallop. I mean, otherwise, we didn't have enough, but there we go. Alright, let's get that guy, and let's see. Okay. Now, boy, this is interesting. This is an interesting decision. Bowling Bash is okay, but I'd rather have many other cards than this. Prostrate is cool if you're going for Mantra, but do I want a second Wallop? And the answer is yes. Now, I won't take any more, and it might be overkill, but I think that because I have the 4 energy, and I want to play a little bit more of a defensive game, that will help me. Alright, so, I do have this Swift Potion to draw cards, but I still like going this direction instead of this direction. Yeah. Okay. I can remove a card from my deck for 7 hit points. Now, I like to do this all day, every day, but unfortunately, you know, it will be basically a loss of 7 that will last for a while, but let's do it. It's worth it, okay? Now, which card to take out is the question. Well, I am probably actually going to take out a basic defend. It's a basic defend or a basic strike. Those are the only choices for me to remove right now. But I have, you know, I have a very, very even deck. No, I can't. I have to take out a strike. I was really close on that, and I think there's arguments either way. But I'm going to keep the defense just in case, because again, I can't rest. So let's just lean that way. All right. So this is a disgusting moment where, because I've got the 4 energy, I can just, you know, do that to this dude. Now he's going to be all strong, and then I can just kill him. Turn 2. Alright, Essence of Steel is a cool potion. What we got? Alright. Now, Talk to the Hand is a very, very good block card. And we're going to take it. Crescendo was the other play. Just Lucky is not really what I'm looking for. Maybe if I had a whole bunch of artifacts that were like, hey, draw cards and, you know, and scry, and it would trigger a bunch of things. But without that, no. And unupgraded Crescendo ain't super great, but Talk to the Hand can really help you. And I do have 4 energy, so I could, you know, proc it 3 times in a turn, potentially. All right. So, for example, well, I don't know if I'm going to do it just because I can just erupt and then kill this guy. Which I should do. So let's just take this dude down. And see what happens. Now, we're in a bad place. Because I mean, that was actually pretty risky, all things considered, because of the Spore Cloud and Wrath. So it's like I'm taking an insane amount of damage. I'm taking 50% more plus, you know, 100% more. So that's bad, but we just happened to draw gas. And to be honest, there was a very good chance that we would. Even just 3 basic attacks there would have done it. And we had the Swift Potion as, you know, like an emergency failsafe if it came to that. Alright, so let's see. 19 gold, a colorless potion, and add a card. Okay, so, these are all pretty fun cards. This wrecks people, but is dependent upon you being able to clear things out. This is fun to get vulnerable, but I think this card is fantastic, and I'm going to take it. Because getting that smite and being able to use it when I need to should help me take this elite. And then, you know, to be honest, if it goes really well, I could bounce over to this elite and skip this fireplace, or this bonfire. Okay, so here we go. Let's upgrade something. So what do we upgrade here? I could upgrade this to make it innate, so I guarantee I get it round 1. There's a lot to recommend that. Eruption is also an excellent upgrade because it reduces the energy cost of the card. Wallop is very nice, upgraded also. This scales quite well too. I'm going to do this just to get this in my hand at the beginning of the fight. It's always nice to make a power innate, at least for me, just because, number one, of course, you guarantee the consistency of getting it, but it also just gets it out of your deck, so you can't draw it later. Like, you play it, and then it's gone. So it tightens up your deck. Okay, and this is a good turn to, you know, chill out anyway, because the Gremlin Knob is just buffing up. So let's just do that. Let's hit him with this, and let's hit him with this. Okay, do I want to do anything else right now? I don't think I need to. But there's a... Alright, so he wants to hit me. Now, the sweet thing... This is also where Wallop is just insane against this guy because it's not a skill. So, it doesn't give him the strength. Alright, let me think about this. I do want to drink one of these. If I Wallop right now, I'll get 9 armor. And then... I could Vigilance, but then he would be... But basically the idea would be if I Vigilance, I set up with an Eruption and a Smite held in reserve to kill him next turn. And so he would get his strength. He would do a good amount of damage to me. But I could Vigilance and then, like, Essence of Steel. And I'm just trying to get rid of a card at this point. I'm sorry, a potion at this point, because I feel like I'm going to get one, and I don't want to just waste one. So if I do this, and then do this... It'll be 12 block. He'll go up to doing, what, maybe 18 damage, and I'll take 6. So, but really, this would just be healing me for 4 hit points, because I plan to kill him next turn. So, is that worth using that, if it's just 4, you know? Where I could play this and see what I get, but so many colorless cards are skills. Okay, I am going to just drink this. And then Wallop this guy and Vigilance. Oh. Wow. Wow, that was a huge miscalculation. Huge bit of stupidity and naivete. As a watcher, I forgot that Wallop gives me armor as well as just being... And that's why it's such a good card. So I really didn't need to use this at all. So that was a complete bust and waste of a potion. So, just total shame on me. Egg all over my face. Embarrassment abound. Okay, so, let's see. We've got 48 damage right here with these smites alone. I mean, that's just the brutal power. And we get a stone calendar. Awesome. Okay. Now, I don't really like Master Reality. Last run, it seemed clunky and poor. However, I do have an innate Battle Hymn. And so that would mean that all of my smites would now be upgraded. And then any other card that I get would be upgraded. So there is a very, very good argument to recommend taking this card right now. On the other side, it's a lot of powers to have right now. I usually like to get powers later, like Act 2, Act 3, when the fights are longer, you know, because this is just going to sit there. But what are my other options? This is nice because it does exit your stance. And it is 7 block on a card. But I have a lot of block. I'm going to take this and see if I can build to anything better. I mean, I do get to upgrade a card. I can upgrade this and make it cost 0. Which is pretty nice. But to be honest, at this point, I think I want to upgrade something that I'm going to play basically every fight. So let's just do this one for now. Get its cost down. Okay, so the question is, we've got a stone calendar and a coffee dripper, and we're about to get a chest. Do we want to go this way to get another upgrade, or do we want to try to get a relic here? I mean, the thing is, too, it's like we will lose 1 fire. But then we could actually, if we're feeling really good, go for... I think we have to get greedy because we're really strong right now, and it's only Ascension 3, I think we have to kind of curl this way and potentially even take another elite to make ourselves even stronger. Captain's Wheel. Weird. Alright. So at the start of my third turn, I gain 18 block. That's actually pretty good for me, because like there could be an opportunity where I stack up all of the cards that I need, and then just have a turn 3 where I start with 18 block and I can just Wrath and get nuts. Alright. Do I want 175 gold and a doubt? I always look where a shop is, and there isn't a shop in sight. No, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna just... It's a wasted square for me. Ooh, but we made up for it big time. I'm not gonna take the Sapphire Key here because the Happy Flower is quite awesome, and we'll take it. Alright, who are we gonna fight? We're gonna fight, Lagavulin. Alright, buddy. So this is beautiful because we can... While he's asleep, I love when you can do this to Lagavulin. Just, you know, play your powers and then just be like... Okay, we're all done here. Just keep sleeping, dude. And we let him sleep for one turn. And now, what am I going to draw next? I'll get a wall up and a bunch of strikes. I mean, I kind of want to, you know, erupt, smite, and just go off. But I think it would actually be better to just... What do I get? I get Wallop. Yeah, I'm actually just going to set up Calm. And then pass. Get some more upgraded smites in my hand. And then now look at this. We get 5 energy. Oh my god, that's set up insanely well. Can we just kill this guy this turn? It's pretty damn close. Alright, so we'll Eruption. And then he's furious. But we can Smite plus for 32. Smite plus for 32. Wallop for 18. Strike for 12. We don't kill him, but we came damn close to just killing a sleeping Lagavulin. Yeah, we are really, really strong. And we just have 36 block to boot. Just in case. Okay. So, fantastic. Alright, we get the Toxic Egg. Ooh, that is so, so nice. I love anything that just upgrades cards when you get it. Alright, so anytime we get a skill now, it's going to be upgraded. So that is beautiful. We get to add our final potion. And then now, look at this. What do we want? At the start of your next turn, enter Wrath and draw 3 cards. Put a Miracle Plus into your hand at the start of your next X+1 turns. Exhaust. And then follow up. I actually like this. Because this is like energy over time, and it's saying, do you want to play a really long fight? And it's like, well, sometimes I will, but most of the time I won't, so I don't know if I'll get all the value out of this. And then this is like, hey, you know, do you want to get your energy back? But I have already the Coffee Dripper and then the Happy Flower, so energy isn't a huge concern. But this is like, hey, do you want to guarantee to go into Wrath to stack on top of your what is the card that I'm getting? Your smites that you're building up? And the answer is yes. So because I have smites that I'm like, you know, building up, building up, building up, this becomes quite good. Alright. So let's go then over here. Ooh. Okay. I have no AoE. So that's a big hole in my deck right now. Alright. I might actually end up using a card here, to kind of clean up some of this. I don't really want to take all this damage. I mean, it's almost like with a card like this, you almost don't need to play it because you're not going to last that many turns. But still, guaranteeing 12 damage is fine. Now, do I want to draw 3 cards? Like, what could I get in 3 cards that would be good? It's almost better to pick up an attack card and see if I can get some kind of AoE. I didn't, but I do get a free Wallop, which is going to kill somebody and give us a bunch of block. So who do we want to kill? We can do 15 to this guy, who's the higher health guy, and take him down right now. We have 9 block and 15 coming in. We could just block out, but I can't remember exactly which debuff this guy does. I am going to get my... Yeah, I'm just going to block out. Because I know I'm going to get my smite. Ah, he weakened us. That was the one I didn't want to see. But, ooh, happy flower proc. So we got 5 energy. So even though we're weak, these guys suck. So we're okay. Alright. Let's see. I can wallop you, and then you'll have 5 left over. Do I have a 5 damage on me? No, but I could also... Yeah, I won't wallop you. I'm going to talk to the hand. And then smite you. And then... This guy's going to be nuts next turn, so I'm probably going to play Shimmering Fury just to make sure he goes. Yeah, let me do this. And then this. And then we can put this into you. And then I'll Shimmering Fury. And we should be able to come up with 31 damage next turn. With the 3 extra cards. Okay. Boy, we drew a lot of defense. We drew all of our defense. Except 1. But that's pretty rough. Alright, anyway, we should still have it, right? This guy wants to do 60, so he's got to go. So we can just smite him. And then we can wallop. And then eruption. Okay. Get the money. Alright. I love Empty Fist. Love Empty Fist. Now remember, the skill card is upgraded. But, jeez. I just don't think I need this. This is more useful to just have some other way of exiting. Now I'm going to go here and try to get an extra relic. Not try, I will. I mean, I'm going to definitely get an extra relic out of this. Alright, so let's battle him. Alright. This is the weak one, so we're going to start hitting that. If I Eruption Wallop, what happens is this guy will do 20, but I will have 18 block. And then I will be in Wrath and ready to rip somebody apart. I will take damage, but only 2. So, I'm going to try to kill this guy as fast as I can. And he will die next turn, regardless. Alright, so... now, the reason I'm killing this guy and not doing damage to this guy, for example, is because I know this guy is going to attack me this turn. And then so, you know, they flip-flop. Like, the interior guy attacks, and then the exterior guys debuff, and then they swap. So I knew this guy was not going to attack. And this guy is coming up with 20 damage because I'm in Wrath. So if I can take him down, then that's just 20 damage that I avoid. And then you just pick the one that has the lower hit points because it's easier to kill. Unless you have a whole bunch of damage, then you pump it into the big one if you can take it down. Alright. So I can get out of this stance as well. So I can just kill... I mean, yeah, it's I'll kill you with Empty Fist because this is overkill, but I can put the smite into him and then kill him with the regular smite that I draw next round. So I'm going to play these 3 cards and this strike. That's 4 energy. And then I just have a block that will soak up the 10 damage that he's going to do. Okay, so let's go here. And then... Man. Jesus. Okay. Let's do that, and then... So now what that means is my smite card that I'm going to get will be upgraded, so I can do 14 with it. So I think then I need to hit this guy with the strike, keep this guy at 14, and kill him with the smite. Yeah. Yep, okay. So we will hit you with this, kill you, and then block and take 5. Bam. Ship's wheel. We got 18 block. Man, I forgot about that. But that's cool. Alright, so we're gonna hit this guy the most. So let's just do that. And then that. And then you're dead. Alright. Yeah, I think there was an argument there to just kill this guy and avoid the dazed. But the thing is, I get smite guaranteed, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. This is really good. I love this, because now I can, as many merchants as I can get, I can start removing cards and the cost doesn't scale. When you remove cards, it starts at 50, but then it starts to escalate by 25, I believe, each time. And so this way I can just, you know, smoothly get cards out of my deck that aren't working out. Boy. I'm going to pick this up because Insight is so nice and because it combos with my power that upgrades all cards that you add, so I'll get Insight pluses. What is that card? Master Reality. So this card is just a bunch of damage that you can get, but I'm getting smites every turn, so meh, you know? I mean, anyway, evaluate. Okay, so we're going to go to the fire. Remember, we cannot rest. So we will upgrade. Now, what do we want to upgrade this time? Empty Fist gives you 5 damage. It's really hard to argue with not upgrading something that gives you a 5 damage increase. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, so we are fighting the Guardian. Alright, so he wants to block right out, which is cool with us. We got 5 energy, Jesus. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to battle him, and then I'm going to erupt. Remember, he's going to, like, switch forms once I do 21 damage to him, and I'm going to try to do 21 damage to him with my 3 energy, and drink this to draw cards. Okay, so... I can wallop him. Now, the thing is, I could just keep him in this and not attack him again. But then he gets a whole bunch of armor on himself. Now, you know what? Now, let's just hit him. I mean, just take the damage. We've got the damage. Okay, so now You know, it works out. He armors up and he turns into this ball of poop that's all sharp. And so, you know, he's going to do 9 damage to me, which, whatever. But, let's see. Unfortunately, I drew a lot of gas. And so every time I hit him, he's going to do 3 damage to me. Well, we're going to master reality. There's no question about that. I'm actually just going to block and pass. I don't need to chip away at him and take 3 damage. We can just sandbag our smites. We get the extra energy this turn from... Or no, the extra block from the captain's wheel. Oh, yeah, so we can just rip this guy apart. Now, I don't know how this interaction works. But if, let's say if I Vigilance now, and then play Shimmering Fury, when I start the next turn, I will leave Calm and go into Wrath. And so maybe I'll get like 2 extra energy next turn. Which, in Wrath, which would be nuts. So there's certainly something to recommend that line. I won't get to play Wallop, but it's not a huge deal. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. And then he's going to do 16, and then it'll take 3. So I have some extra to play with. So I'll just strike him and keep my smites and see how this interaction unfolds. Yes, it does indeed. So now I have a full hand. And he wants to try to do 40 damage, but if I do 40 damage, he won't. So that's going to be very, very easy to make happen, because I have 7 energy and a full hand of gas. I could play this, you know, and start getting some block, but it's not going to matter, because he's going to about to change forms in 2 seconds. Alright, so there's that. And then... I'm going to play 1, 2, 3 smites against this guy. And then probably Empty Fist and Strike. So that's all 5 energy. Now, the idea... This has to be last. And then the idea is... If I were to hit him with this right now, he's going to change into his next form. So, I could hit him here and have more bleed through. But no, I think actually the better play is to just hit him for 32, because it'll all take, and then he'll have his 20 armor or whatever he gets. Right, so he gets 20 armor, so we can just obliterate that with this, and then hit him with this, and then this, and then Empty Fist, and he's just about dead. Okay, so... He's going to do 9 damage, which is a joke. I can evaluate to get some defense, and then... If I Eruption, and then... How much damage will I have? 32 plus 12... 46 plus 9... 54... 55. Yeah, I actually kill the guy right here. Okay, so let's Eruption. I was gonna Wallop, but no, there's no need. I can just wreck him. Oh, never mind. My math was off, but it's exactly right. You know, whenever I have a little wiggle room, then it's gold. Okay, so he's gone. We get the gold, we get a block potion, and we get a boss card. Okay. Now, let's think about this. Block is pretty much something that I'm okay with. I have plenty of it right now. This is good that it's upgraded. For 1 mana, instantly killing something at 40 or less is sweet. I do worry about this card sometimes because if you can't play it, it's, you know, it's obviously a dead card, but the upside is quite high. Now, keep in mind that I am getting an extra smite every turn, so I have an extra card in my hand, plus whatever I'm retaining. So if I play Spirit Shield, I mean, I'm going to get a lot of block out of this. So that's tempting. But defense hasn't really been an issue. And this, I don't have any strength scaling, and of course I have Wrath and, you know, Mantra to Divinity, but if you double this, deal 10 damage to a random enemy 5 times, it's 50, it's still just 50 damage for 3 mana, and my Smite pluses in Wrath do 32 for 1. So, you know, meh. It's either of these two. They're already upgraded. Do I want to play a defensive card? You know, what are my great defensive cards? I have Evaluate, Talk to the Hand, and 2 Wallops and a Vigilance for my block at the moment. I think there's enough times where just killing an enemy outright for 1, even without Wrath, is useful. And so I'm going to try this card. It could completely backfire on me and be like just garbage. But we will see. Alright, what do we got? What are my choices? So I could transform All Strike and Defends with Pandora's Box. I could remove 2 cards. Or I could Velvet Choker. Now, Velvet Choker is one that I'm not huge on because I can't play more than 6 cards per turn. And, you know, there are turns where I might want to do that. However, if I just keep getting expensive stuff, then maybe I can reduce the opportunity of that. I mean, I have no 0-cost cards, so it's probably going to be the case that I only get 6 or more cards if I'm coming out of Calm, you know, and maybe the extra energy is helpful. But it's so frustrating when you get hard stopped by the Velvet Choker. Do I really want to remove 2 cards from my deck? Like take out a defense and a strike? I mean, it's not a bad call, but I've got the Smiling Mask, so it's easy to remove cards. And cheap. Pandora's Box is kind of like, it could be good, but then you could get some crap. But then again, my strikes and defends are already crap. This is probably better, but I already have the Dripper and a Happy Flower. So I'm going to just take the high variance Pandora's Box and see how we do. So luckily, we got a Spirit Shield Plus. Oh yeah, and I also have the Toxic Egg, so I do get an upgrade on all of my skills that I get from this. Okay, so most of these cards are okay. Not sold on this, but it is cool that you can play it for 0. But then, you know, it's a card that you're drawing. I already have one of these, so, you know, getting 2 is not great. This is worthless to me. It's just a high damage card. I don't really have Mantra at all. This can be good, sure. And then this guy, it's just like, I don't have anything that scries. So this is Pandora's Box for you. That's what happens. But we're just going to spend our time slowly going to merchants and removing cards. Alright, let me take a look at the path here. How many shops are there? Can I... Oh, I can get 2 shops if I go this way. So that's pretty much... I think that's going to just play so heavily into what I want to do. Is there another path that gives me more access to merchants than that? No. So I can use my Smiling Mask and my huge pile of gold and take out 2 cards. And so I'm going to be doing that. So we'll get an elite here, and then we'll get 1 fire, and then we can cut over here to get another fire and an elite. And then if we're in an insane shape, we can go here. So that means I can either start here and go up this way, or start here and go up this way, and they're identical. So I will just start right here. And this is actually where I'm going to take a break for right now and switch over to playing Dungeon Crawl. So everyone, thank you so much for tuning in for this episode of Slay the Spire. Let's learn the Watcher here in 2020 on Ascension. Level 3 of Ascension. We are now going to Act 2. I will check you guys next time for Slay the Spire. Take care, everyone.